When I was young, I longed for revenge. I remember my school companions doing unspeakably cruel things to me, stealing my lunch, bullying me all the time, and so forth. I had often thought of taking revenge by plotting unfair deeds against them. At that moment in life, my vengeance completely shattered me. I always sought revenge, and sometimes I just stood up for myself and even got into fights with the kids who were bullying me. And I'm sure everyone has had similar feelings. But why is this? Why do we so frequently seek revenge? How can we stop ourselves from acting on impulse? I want to look at some potential answers to those questions today. To understand the intricate workings of revenge, we must delve into the depths of psychology, where scholars and thinkers have grappled with its complexities for centuries. Hit subscribe and like button while we are exploring more interesting things about revenge. Albert Bandura, a pioneer in social psychology, emphasized the role of perceived injustice in motivating acts of revenge. According to Bandura, individuals are more likely to seek retribution when they believe they have been unfairly treated. We have all watched movies or shows where two identical brothers were shown. One becomes awful and the other becomes too good and humble. Now, in all these kinds of movies, the one that becomes good is one who gets treated well in his childhood, and the other one becomes more and more aggressive as their parents didn't treat him well. All these examples show that feelings of injustice and wrongness trigger vengeance in our minds. Emotions play a significant role in the decision to seek revenge. Feelings of anger, hurt, and betrayal can fuel the desire for retaliation as individuals seek to right the wrongs done to them. Some movies often portray the act of revenge as a way of gaining closure after a wrong. But in fact, revenge has the opposite effect. Even though the first few moments feel rewarding in the brain, psychological scientists have found that instead of quenching hostility, revenge prolongs the unpleasantness of the original offense. Instead of delivering justice, revenge often creates only a cycle of retaliation. A man that studieth revenge keeps his wounds green, which otherwise would heal. Francis Bacon. Psychologists believed that seeking revenge can help individuals regain control and power in situations where they may have felt powerless. In the study by the University of Kentucky, researchers found that people seeking revenge are likelier to experience negative emotions and have a lower sense of well-being. This demonstrates the damaging effects that seeking revenge can have on our mental health. We often believe that exacting revenge is a form of emotional release and that getting retribution will help us feel better. Furthermore, seeking revenge can also perpetuate a cycle of violence and conflict. It can lead to further retaliation and escalate the situation, ultimately causing more harm than good. This can create a toxic cycle of negativity that can be difficult to break free. While seeking revenge may provide temporary relief or satisfaction, it can also have negative consequences on mental health. Holding on to feelings of anger and resentment can lead to increased stress, anxiety, and even depression. Psychologists emphasize the importance of finding a healthier way to cope with negative emotions and resolve conflicts without resorting to revenge. In many cases, individuals think that gaining retaliation will make them feel better and that taking revenge is a way to relieve their emotions. Talking about it is frequently portrayed in movies as a solution to right a wrong. We all have watched that kind of movie, and in some way our society has become more violent and aggressive over time. And everyone kind of likes those violent movies. But all this is getting even actually has the opposite impact. Even if the first few seconds seem satisfying in the brain, psychological researchers have discovered that seeking revenge makes the original misconduct seem worse for longer. Often, getting even only results in a vicious cycle of revenge. A man who seeks revenge keeps his wounds green, which would otherwise heal. Francis Bacon. And now, apart from all that, there are also good ways in which a person can handle these emotions that will aid in one's recovery and provide the person's brain with the same benefits without the drawbacks. Use it to advance your objectives. Spend it on working hard to achieve your goals. Use it to move forward. Exploring choices similar to forgiveness, a resolution of conflict, and legal help can lead to healthier and more productive ways of dealing with interpersonal conflicts. Eventually, it may give a short-lived sense of satisfaction, but its little leads to lasting resolution or personal growth, making it pivotal to consider alternate responses when faced with injustice. Research shows that forgiveness can lead to improved mental health and well-being.